It was on this day in 1950 that we became republic by giving unto ourselves a constitution, the scripture of democracy that promised to secure justice, liberty, fraternity, and dignity to all our citizens, and to ensure the unity and integrity of the Indian nation. As we commemorate this day, we bow in utmost veneration to the sacred memory of our nation builders, those who laid down their lives in India's struggle for freedom, and those martyred while guarding our freedom and the ethos enshrined in our Constitution. At the heart of the values that drive us forward are our commitment to rule of law and unwavering faith in the supremacy of the citizens of this great country, the largest democracy in the world. 76 years of independent India's tireless striving for human welfare, progress, and remarkable accomplishments has made India an extraordinarily success story. The standing to which our nation has risen reminds me of poetic utterance by Mahakavi G. Shankara Kurup, Gyanpith laureate, decades ago. And he said, Ha varum varum nunam Adiram en nadinde nave ananya lokam shraddhikum kalam varum. Certainly there shall come a day when the world would hearken to the voice of my land. प्रिय सहोदरी सहोदरन मारे महाकवि जी स्वप्नम कंडा आ सुवर्ण कालम आने innate amrita kalam. It is bliss to witness India's Amrit Kal, which is marked by unprecedented levels of development and would lead us to the centenary of our independence to be celebrated in the year 2047. Our Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji envisions that we would utilize the spirit of Amrit Kal to take pride, develop better understanding, and take pride in our cultural heritage, and develop a robust self-confidence and strength to make the dreams of our freedom fighters to build India into a superpower. An India committed to the welfare of the whole world in the spirit of Vasudev Kutumbakam. Today, we as a nation take immense pride in soft landing of India's Chandrayaan spacecraft on the moon, the Gaganyaan, the mission sent to study the sun's orbit, Aditya L1, the first space-based Indian mission to study the sun, have also added to our national prestige. India's presidency of the G20, which showcased the soft power of India, Indian culture, and its diverse facets, inspired the world with the philosophy of one earth, one family, one future. Affirming our commitment towards empowerment of women, Nari Shakti, the Parliament passed the Nari Shakti Vandan Act in the very first session held in the recently inaugurated Parliament building. India's upsurge as the world's preeminent country in terms of real-time payments, our exports surpassing the $400 billion mark, overtaking Europe in terms of 5G user base, and the gain of a noteworthy position in global gross domestic product signal our potential for greater progress. Ever since we surmounted the COVID-19 pandemic with the spirit of Atmanirbharta, we have witnessed a spurt in production and export in many sectors, including defense. Today, apart from having one of the strongest armed forces in the world, we take pride in our defense production crossing the figure of 1 lakh crore rupees and our defense exports touching an all-time high of 16,000 crore rupees. The success of the Make in India strategy is visible in the indigenous semi-high speed train Vande Bharat, as well as the Kochi Water Metro, the first of its kind in India, operating on electric hybrid mode. The dry dock and international ship repair facility at Kochi Shipyard, recently dedicated to the nation by Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi, are Kerala's contribution to the success of Make in India. The top priority accorded to infrastructure development has enabled India to have the second largest road network in the world. Thanks to the untiring performance of our farmers, India is the largest producer of milk, millets, turmeric, and sugar, and the second largest producer of wheat. Our progress in other areas is visible in India being the second largest producers of mobile phones and crude oil. Genuine concern for the welfare of our fellow citizens has been the highlight of our journey towards the goal of Viksit Bharat 2047. The Viksit Bharat Sankalp Yatra, which reached even the remotest corners of the nation, created awareness about the government's welfare schemes and ensured access to clean cooking fuel, Ayushman health cards, and insurance to lakhs of people. The cooperative federalism requires support from all stakeholders, including all the states of the Union. We could help over 13.5 crore people out of multi-dimensional poverty in the last 5 years and build and deliver over 78 lakh houses under Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, to which PMAY Life Mission of Kerala contributed nearly 3.5 lakh Pakka dwellings. Keen interest in public welfare has resulted in India's healthcare sector setting up 1.56 lakh Ayushman Bharat centers. Our pharmaceutical industry, with a network of 3,000 drug companies and 10,500 manufacturing units, is the third largest. The nation's hopes about the young generation find expression in the achievement of our youth in many areas, especially India's startup ecosystem, the third largest in the world and valued at 340 plus billion US dollars. It is gratifying to see Kerala contributing to this accomplishment as one of the best performers in the startup ranking among the states. Full e-governance coverage, enabling of digital banking for all eligible accounts, welfare fund for Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Scheme, securing the first position in the National Food Safety Index, and success in eradicating extreme poverty have encouraged our beloved state to perform better in many other areas. Kerala winning the National Healthcare and Arogya Manthan Awards, more hospitals securing National Quality Assurance Standard certification, the Global Responsible Tourism Award, and the second place in the Performance Grading Index report for school education are laurels that make us proud. It is, it is obligatory for the people of such a highly accomplished state to nurture a healthier democracy that encourages constructive public discourse in a spirit of mutual respect and deeper understanding. Dissent and differences of opinion are essential ingredients of democratic functioning, but dissent degenerating into violence, be it physical or verbal, is a betrayal of democracy and symbol of human failure. As a society, we should not allow group rivalries or internal struggles for power to affect governance, thereby setting a bad example for our future generations. Education is the chief means by which a society is transformed. It is only effective method to purge our minds of old prejudices and orient us against the trivialities of life. The future depends on what we are in our thoughts and actions. For this, we need institutions of higher education which are truly autonomous and free from any outside interference that leads the youth to engage in activities which pollute the academic environment. The need of the hour is to foster in society a culture of greater civility, empathy, and dialogue that reposes faith in the power of argument and not in the argument of power, which goes against the grain of democracy as well as Indian belief that all people should not be confined to one single interpretation of reality. Gurudev Rabindranath Tagore once epitomized this noble tradition of India in the following lines: none shall be turned away from the shores of this vast sea of humanity that is India. As our nation moves ahead on the path of progress, let this spirit of acceptance also grow stronger in us, that in every word and deed we remain firmly wedded to our constitutional ideal of upholding the rule of law. Let us imbibe the true spirit of Bhartiyata through unity and harmony in contributing to our national goals of inclusive growth, accountability, and transparency, steadfastly upholding the noble democratic traditions. We are all human beings, but it is important to become more humane. Manurbhav Janiya Devyam Janam. Be more human and produce divinity. Through right education and austerities, man can turn into superman and mind into a supermind, which one can, that only enables one to see one in many and many in one. यदा भूता पृथक भावा मेकस्थमनु पश्यति tat evacha vistaram brahma sampadhyate tada. When one realizes that the state of diversity of living things is rooted in the one, and that their manifestation is also from that one alone, then one becomes identified with the supreme soul or supreme truth. That realization alone can infuse energy and wealth of spirit into our activities as we await the dawn of a greatly progressive and extraordinarily powerful India. Elavarkum Oracle Kudi, Ende Republic Dina Asham Sakal, Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu, Valre Nanni, Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir.